Hi, Peter Charles here of Hooked Fly Fly Fishing, and today we're going to do a polywing spinner. Now, I haven't done a spinner on any of my videos before. I have plenty of spinners, obviously, in my fly boxes, but it never occurred to me to do a video on a spinner. So let's get started on doing the polywing spinner. I should mention I'm doing it in a size 12 because early spring we get some rather large mayflies hatching, but you could do this right down to like a size 20 or size 22. I've got some size 22 tricos that I tied a few years ago. I mean, you can get them as small as you like. So let's get going and looking at the materials. Like I said, my hook is a size 12 dry fly hook. I'm using this nice sort of orangey brown Vivus 10-aught thread. My tail is going to be done with blue dun cock hackle. Use good quality stuff for tails when you're doing dries. I'm going to use this rusty orangey brown dubbing. It's an Antron dubbing that we're going to use for the body and the thorax. Spinners tend to be a rusty brown color. A lot of them, not all, but a lot of them are rusty brown color. So it's a good color. Any kind of color like you have that's in that rust you can use. The wing is going to be this lovely polypropylene floating stuff. And we're going to use some pearlescent flashabou for a little bit of flash on the wing. So let's get going. Now what you can do here, we want the tail display. So you could put a little tiny bit of dubbing in here, or you could just simply wind a ball of thread. I'm going to use the ball of thread approach. There we go. You can see my my threads frayed a little bit. When you're picking up tails, don't go crazy with a large amount of barbs. Just a few will do. Make sure they sit on top. And you wind them up against that ball of thread that you've made. Move them with your thumb. There we go. We get a nice splay out of that. Now trim off. And now for the dubbing. The first part of the dubbing we are not going to put all the way to the eye. We're going to stop it short because that's where we're going to tie in our wing. Okay, now we put in our polypropylene wing. You start it with a couple of turns, and then you figure eight it, like that. Now what we're going to do, that's too much wing right there. We're going to trim those down. I like to get them tied in first. I get them to approximate size to make it easy to tie in, and then I will finish off. Now we're going to tie in a little bit of our, just one strand of flash. There we go. Flash is good. Now you can come in at this point and trim off everything to the appropriate size. There we go. Maybe a little bit more for this one. And the last step is to dub in the thorax, and we're just going to figure eight the dubbing around the wing. Okay, there's our polywinged spinner. Try to say that quickly. Polywinged spinner. Anyway, it's an interesting pattern. I particularly like the use of the polypropylene to help keep this afloat. If you've tried some of the other materials for wings, you might find that your spinners don't always float well. So, but this polypropylene yarn really helps you keep that fly up. And you notice how I've splayed the tail. If you've ever looked at spinners in the water, you'll see their tails are quite splayed. So that's the appearance we're looking for. And as I say, this reddish brown dubbing, as long as you've got something in the reddish brown, you're good to go. You don't have to be too fussy about it. So give it a try, the Polywinged spinner. Cheers.